Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel Being Safe with Preet. I am CN of Preet and today we are going to discuss about the topic how to file your income tax return. But before that, do subscribe to our channel for more such informative videos. In this video, I am going to tell you a step-by-step procedure to file your income tax return. So let's begin with it. So now I'll be sharing my screen with you all. Before starting with the actual return filing, let's understand who all are eligible to file ITR-1. There are few parameters to know whether you can file ITR-1 or not. The first one among them is the type of income earned by you. To file ITR-1, you must be earning only three types of income. First one being a salary income. That means if you are a salaried employee, then you can go for filing ITR-1. Secondly, if you are having any rental income from one house property, then also you can file ITR-1. This also means if you have any rental income from two house properties, in that case, you cannot file ITR-1. Thirdly, if you have any income from other sources. Now, income from other sources includes any sort of interest income like interest from FDs, interest from saving bank accounts or any other such income. In case you have any one type of income or all these three types of income, then you are eligible to file ITR-1. Second parameters is monetary parameters. Individual or HUF who are having income less than or equal to 50 lakhs and agriculture income less than 5,000, then you can surely file ITR-1. Now the third parameter is residential status. Only residents can file ITR-1. In case you are a resident, not ordinary resident or a NRI, then in that case you are not eligible to file ITR-1. Now there is one more thing which I would like to bring to your notice, that is, even if you are a resident individual, but in case you have any financial interests in any entity outside India, or even if you have a signing authority in any bank account of abroad, then in that case you cannot go for filing of ITR-1. I hope now you are clear about who can file ITR-1 and who cannot. All these points also define that in case you have any other income other than salary, income from other sources or rented house property, then you have to go for another ITR filing form. Now let's move towards the step-by-step procedure for income tax return filing. The first step being, you have to go to the new income tax portal. The earlier income tax portal was Income Tax India e-filing.gov.in, but the website for new income tax portal is incometax.gov.in. So you have to open this website in your Google. Our step 2 will be log in to your new income tax portal in case you are an existing user. If you are not an existing user, then you have to register yourself on the new income tax portal. In case you want to know the steps for registering yourself on the new income tax portal, do let me know in my comment section. I'll surely make another video on that. But if you are an existing user, you need to log into your new income tax portal using your PAN number and the old e-filing portal password. So this is how it looks when you open the income tax website. Then you need to go to the login tab, which is on the right hand side of the website, and then this screen will pop up where you need to give your login credentials. Now let's move to the live income tax website so that you can understand it better. Now you all can see I have entered the PAN number and my password. Now before logging into the new portal, you have to tick mark in this checkbox, and then only you can continue the login procedure. In case your profile is not updated, you can update it at any point of time. So for the time being, I'm going to skip this procedure and let's move to thing of income tax return. You're going to file return for assessment year 21-22. For filing your income tax return, we have to click on File Now. Once you click on the File Now tab, then this screen will pop up. In this case, it is AY2122. Then you need to continue further. Now it asks about the mode of filing. In the online mode, you have to fill the entire form online. That doesn't mean that you have to fill it one go. You can fill it as per your convenience and just save whenever you are done with that thing. So that whenever you open your form, you can again resume your filing process and complete it before submitting your income tax return. In the offline process, you have to download the ITR utilities from the income tax portal and then file it using that utility. For filing ITR-1, it is always better to go for an online process. It is absolutely time saving and also easy to understand. Once you click on the online button, then you need to click proceed. In case you have started filing your income tax return and saved it earlier, then once you open it, it will be visible here, and from here you can open that draft form, or if you are starting afresh, then you can click on start new filing. Now it asks for the status applicable to you, that whether you are an individual or a HUF or others. I'll be selecting individual here, and then let's continue. The first question is, are you filing the income tax return for any of the following reasons? It gives you 3 reasons to select from in case your taxable income is more than the basic exemption limit, which in the most of the cases is 2,50,000. If you are a senior citizen or a super senior citizen, then in that case your basic exemption limit will be different. If your income exceeds that amount, then you have to check mark over here. In case you are filing income tax return for any of these 3 reasons or all of them, then you have to check mark over here. The first one being, if you have deposited any amount exceeding 1 CR in one or more current accounts during the previous year, then you need to tick in this checkbox. The second one being, if you have incurred expenditure of an amount or aggregate of amount exceeding 2 lakhs for travel to a foreign country for yourself or for any other person, then you have to tick in this checkbox. Thirdly, if you have incurred any expenditure of amount or aggregate of amount exceeding 1 lakh on consumption of electricity during the previous year, then you need to tick in this checkbox. You can even select all 3 of them if they are applicable to you. If both of these options are not applicable to you, then you need to select others and continue. For this case, I am going to select the first option, which shows that the taxable income is above basic exemption limit, and then let's click on continue. Let's select ITR form 1 over here. Now let's proceed with the ITR filing process. Once you click on the ITR-1 form, the portal shows the 3 steps required to file your income tax return. First one being, validate your returns breakup. You need to validate all the information that is pre-filled in your income tax form and also given your income detail in the ITR-1 form. Secondly, you have to confirm your return summary. Thirdly, after filling all the income related information, you need to verify and submit your return. Now let's get started. The first part under validate return is to fill and verify your personal information. The portal fills information on the basis of the previous returns. The portal pre-fills your return based on the information available with the income tax website. So now we need to check this personal information which is pre-filled by the system. It will give all the information regarding your name, PAN number, Aadhaar number, your contact details. If you can see, it asks about your nature of employment. You have to select it on the basis of your employment. If you are working under central government, state government, or in any public sector undertaking. If not, you can go for others. Now moving forward, you can see it asks about the filing section. By default, it selects section 139 subsection 1, which is the section for filing an original return. In case you filed a belated return, that is after the due date, in case you are filing your revised return, that return goes under section 139 subsection 5. So in this case, we'll go with section 139 subsection 1. Further, it asks about whether you are opting for a new tax regime. In case you have opted for the new tax regime, then you have to select accordingly. Lastly, under this, it asks about the bank details. As you all know, you have to give your bank account details in your income tax return so that your refund gets directly credited. And remember, you have to give details of all the current accounts, or I must say all the active accounts that you have. Also, you have to select at least one account for refund. So let's select one of them. If you want to add more bank accounts, if you have recently opened any other bank accounts other than those mentioned in your previous return, then you can add using this option. Now let's confirm this part and move ahead. So now after filling personal information, you can see this, it gives you an option to modify if required. In case you want to modify the details that you have already filled in this part, then you can always do that. Now let's move to the second part, that is gross total income. Once you open this part, you again have to answer few questions given by them. The first one over here is, are you eligible to claim exemption in respect of expenditure incurred on cost of travel, on tour or transfer, maintenance of uniform, etc. So for all these questions which will be coming going forward, you have to choose as per your company's policy and as per the information that you have. So I'll be selecting the answers to it as per my own client's information. Do notice, if I select a yes under these questions, it will ask me to fill the amount which you want to claim as an exemption. Secondly, it asks about the exemption related to special compensatory allowance, children education allowance, hostel allowance, etc. So in this case also I am selecting no. The third question is related to exemption of house rent allowance. So I am selecting a yes over here. And I filled an amount of 25,000. The next question relates to leave travel allowance. So I'm selecting a no for this. The last question under this is, are you eligible to claim any other exemption from salary income? So again I'm selecting a no. As you all can see, it also gives an option to skip these questions. So in case you don't want to answer these questions or these questions doesn't relate to you, then you can always select skip the questions section. So now let's continue with this. Now it asks about your income from salary. So I'll go to edit and fill in the information. Under part A, you have to give your basic salary. If you can see, it has given some information over here. To fill the salary in part A, if you go here, you can see it shows your form 16 details, that from where you can get this amount and fill over here. I have filled an amount 5,70,000. Going forward, you can always see all these values, value of perquisites, profit in lieu of salary, and the new portal gives you the screenshot of your form 16, that from where you can get those amounts and fill in your return. Going on this information part, you get these figures and you can directly put them in the columns provided. Further, it asks about exempt allowance. Again, it has given you the indication that from where you can find this amount in your form 16. If I want to change it, I can always make that change or delete the information that I have already given. Further, it asks about if you are eligible for any other exemption. In case you have failed to give that information under those questions, you can add them using add another option. Now, after deducting exemptions from your salary, it reaches to your net salary. After that, it also allows standard deduction of 50,000. In case your profession tax is deducted, then you can give that information over here. So your final income under the head salaries comes to 4,92,000 in this case. Now I'll save this information going forward. So we have filled our income from salary. Now we can move to income from house property. In case you have received a rental income from one house property, then you can give that information under this section. So if you have any house property rental income, then you have to go into this part and fill in the required information. Firstly, it asks about the type of house property, whether it is a self-occupied property, whether it is a let-out property, or you want to show it as a deemed let-out property. So here I have selected that our property is a let-out property. In this case, you have to show your rental income. If you have received rent even for 3 months, let's say 30,000 a month, so it comes to 90,000. And your tax paid to local authorities, that is whatever tax you have paid to municipal corporation, that will come over here, say 4,500. So your annual value comes a difference between your gross rent and taxes paid. Then you get a straight 30% deduction from your annual value. Further, you have to give information of the interest paid on your borrowed capital. Let's say it is 1,35,000. And arrears, if any, received during the year, let's say in this case it's 0. So after all these calculations, your income chargeable under the head house property comes to negative 75,150. And income tax allows you to adjust this loss against all other income earned by you during the year. So let's add this information. Now you can see we have filled the income from salary, here, income from house property, which is a loss of 75,000. Now let's move to the third income source, that is income from other sources. Let's go to add details. Again, it asks you a few questions, like if you have any interest from saving bank accounts in India. So I'll select a yes. Then you need to give the total interest earned by you on all your saving banks during this financial year, that is 2021. Second question it asks about, do you have any interest income from deposit in bank, post office? That means any interest earned by you on FDs or post office saving accounts, you have to show that interest income under this question. Thirdly, it asks about the family pension. So in my case, I'm selecting a no. In case you have any family pension coming through, then you have to select a yes, give the amount of pension received by you. The fourth question under this is interest from income tax refund. In case you have received any refund from income tax department during the year, then the interest earned on that refund will also be taxable under this head, that is income from other sources. So if you have received any such interest, then give that information over here. Lastly, it asks about any dividend income earned by you or any other income which is not mentioned over here. So I've selected all the answers as per the information available to me. Again, you can see it gives you an option to skip the question. But since we have answered, we'll continue with this. So now we have entered income from salary, income from house property, and income from other sources. As you can see, the gross total income in this case comes to 4,29,350. Further, it asks about any exempt income earned by you. So in case you have received any exempt dividend income or any other income which is exempt under income tax, then you have to add those details under this portion. Like you have to select nature of exempt income earned by you. You can see it gives you the following options to select from. You can select the category and give the amount of the same, and then click on add button. Since I am not filling any exempt income, I'll press cancel. So now if you can see, we have filled together all the income related information. So now we'll click on confirm. Now the third part over here is total deductions. We have already filled personal information, gross total income. Now we are moving to total deductions. We'll click here. Again, it is asking you a few questions. And are you eligible to claim any deduction for donation? अगर आपने कोई भी donation दिया है during the year, which to any organization which are having ATG certificate, then you can claim the exemption for the same. So you can select the answers to these questions as per the information you have related to donation or any other investment made by you. So I'll be quickly selecting the answers to this. Deduction under Section 80GG. I've already explained Section 80GG and other deductions that are available to all individuals in my last video. In case you want to know, you can check out my previous video. I'll share the link in my description box. Next, it asks about medical insurance paid by you or any deduction you want to take for preventive health checkup or medical expenditure incurred by you. So I'm again selecting a yes over here. It indicates that Schedule 80D is required to be filled to claim any exemption related to medical insurance. So let's move to Section 80E. For this, I'm selecting a no. And in case you want to claim any other deduction which is not mentioned over here, you can select a yes over here and further select the deduction type that you want to claim under your income tax return. So for now, I'm selecting a no and continue. So if you can see, my ATC deductions comes to 50,000. As we have seen, we have to fill in Schedule 80D separately to claim deduction for medical insurance paid by. Click on this edit button and give the following information to claim deduction under Section 80D. Firstly, it asks about whether you or any of your family member is a senior citizen, excluding your parents. So here I am selecting a no. Then it asks about what is the insurance amount that you have paid during the year against your health insurance or preventive health checkup. So I'm mentioning here. Secondly, it asks about whether any of your parents is a senior citizen. In case you have taken any medical insurance for your parents, then you can select over here a yes, a no, or if you haven't taken any such insurance, you can select not claiming for parents. I'm selecting not claiming for parents. So the eligible amount of deduction comes to 6,700. If you want any detailed information regarding deductions that you claim in your income tax return, you can check out my last video. Now let's move further and click on Save button. Now we'll just verify our deductions under Section 80C, 80D. So now let's confirm the summary and move further. We have completed 3 parts. Now we have to fill in the information related to taxes paid. So here you have to fill in or verify the information related to TDS deducted from your salary during the year or from any other income that you have received during the year. Going forward, you can see from 26S, it will show you the complete details of the TDS deducted during the financial year 2021. Here you can give details of the TDS on your salary income. If any TDS is deducted from income other than salary, then you have to give that information under this part. If any TCS is collected from you, then again it has to be shown over here. Also, if you have paid any advance tax or any self-assessment tax, then you have to show those details over here. So for now, I am not putting any such information. Let's assume in this sample case, there is no TDS deducted or TCS collected during the year. So let's move forward. Now let's confirm this. We have filled all the information. Now we can check out our total tax liability. So this is your computation of income. It shows your gross total income, total deductions claimed by you. The total income earned by you comes over here. On this total income, the tax has been calculated. So in this sample case, the tax payable is only 6133. And since the total income is less than 5 lakhs, the individual is eligible to get rebate under Section 87A. So the complete tax amount is given under rebate, is given as deduction under rebate. So in this sample case, there is no tax liability and therefore no interest liability on the same. So therefore no cess to be applied on the, so there is no cess also on the, so there is no cess to be applied on the same. Now let's move further. So in this sample case, there is total interest and fee payable is 0 and total tax, fee and interest comes to 0. Now let's confirm this. So here you can see we have filled all the 5 parts of validate return. Now we can proceed. After proceeding, you can see the system indicates that you need to make a payment of 0 in this case. Whatever payments needs to be done by you comes over here, and accordingly you can pay that amount and file your income tax return. Now we'll just go to preview return. We have to click a tick in this checkbox and then proceed to preview. Now we are on the last part, that is preview and submit. You can see the complete ITR-1 form. It shows all the information that we have filled throughout this video. You can just cross-verify that information so that you are sure about every input that you have given. After previewing all these details, we'll just come to this end and click on proceed to validation. After previewing, the last part remains is to verify and submit your income tax return. As you can see, it shows the validation is successful. That means whatever information that you have filled in your form, system doesn't find any error in it. And let's move to proceed to verification. For verification, it gives you 3 options: e-verify now, e-verify later, or verify via ITR-V. You can e-verify your return using Aadhaar OTP, bank account details, or Demat account details. Or you can also select the e-verify later option. In this case, you can submit your return now, but you can e-verify it later on as per your convenience, within 120 days of submission of income tax return. Selecting e-verify now. And then I have clicked on continue. Now you have to select the e-verify mode. Like here I am selecting using OTP on mobile number registered with Aadhaar. And using that OTP, you can e-verify your return and submit it. So now I'll click on continue button. Then you have to click on this checkbox and generate our Aadhaar OTP, and then just enter that OTP and validate your return. So friends, I hope now you have understood the complete process of filing your income tax return. Once you have entered your Aadhaar OTP, you just have to validate your income tax return and then it will be filed along with the e-verification process. I hope this video has helped you to learn about income tax filing process. In case you find any issue related to it, you can always write it to me on our email ID or mention that in our comment section. We'll surely reply to you as soon as possible. If this video has helped you, then give it a like and do share with your friends and colleagues. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel Being CA with Preet. Thank you. Bye-bye.